Have you ever wondered how you can get stake or equity in someone's company without investing a dime of your own money? Or maybe you're a consultant and people are always trying to work with you, but you're almost at your wit's end and you don't have any more bandwidth because you're only one person. Or maybe people come to you all the time because you're brilliant, you're great at what you do, and they say, hey, I want to pick your brain. Welcome to the world of consulting for equity, where you can work with someone as their partner and help take their business to the next level without having to work for them as a consultant or an employee. Beyond your paycheck, it's surges of cash that you can use to grow your net worth and feed your investments. Hi, I'm Chris Moore, the Intentional Investor, and my mission is to work with people like you and investors, business owners, digital marketers, and teach you how to tap into surges of income, large amounts of income all at one time, rather than just increasing your income every year. Not talking about the income that's allocated to your monthly bills and expenses and cost of living, but money that can be free and open to invest, money on top of your normal monthly income. And I host a podcast multiple times a week called the Surges of Income Podcast, where I bring people on just like you, and I talk to them and mentor them and help them through their journey of how they can really get to the next level, become a business owner, acquire businesses, take their real estate investment game to the next level, and learn how to do product launches and live events where they can make surges of income all at one time outside of their normal monthly recurring revenue. In this video series that starts right now called Consulting for Equity, I'm going to teach you about one of my most favorite and powerful ways to become a business owner, to get into the business acquisition game from plugging in what you already do every day and what you're great at into somebody else's business for equity and a retainer fee on top of that. I've been teaching consulting for equity for quite a while, and I've done several of these deals myself, so I'm so excited to teach you all my methods of how to get these consulting for equity deals, how to negotiate them, how to find the right people, working on your deal origination, exactly how much equity should you ask for, and so much more. So tune into this entire video series, watch the whole thing, and I promise you'll add a lot of value to your life. So what is consulting for equity? Well, consulting for equity is simple. It's when you take what you're already doing and what you're really great at and you plug it into somebody else's business in lieu of equity, instead of working with them as an employee or a consultant or a contractor. And there's a lot of different ways to do these consulting for equity deals. Like option one, you can solve a major problem in someone's business already using your experience and your expertise. Or like option two, when you're helping someone exit the day-to-day activities, maybe for a business owner who's got a lot of stress and they're wearing way too many hats in the business, you can take over one of their major roles and really liberate that business owner. Option three is where you can work with someone who's looking for you to duplicate the success that you've had in another business, but in their business. There's all types of people out there watching you, seeing how good you are, who would love for you to do the same thing that you've been doing for somebody else's business, but for theirs. Option number four, you can also be the middleman between people like buyers and sellers. And you can do deals by bringing two companies together or finding a buyer, finding a seller, putting them together, almost like a wholesale deal, and take equity in the business for your time and for brokering the transaction. So before we dive into this too deep, remember I'm releasing an entire video series on this topic. So make sure you go and watch every single video because I'm going to break down pretty much a masterclass that I've been teaching for quite some time with Carl Allen in this video series so you can have all of my best stuff. So option number one to getting equity in someone's business using consulting for equity is when you go in and you solve a major problem in their business that is really worth them giving up equity for. Just like I became a partner with Carl and Dealmaker, there was a major problem in the business. I came in, I solved it, and I did it. Instead of just working for him as an employee or as a consultant, we worked out a deal where I could go along and grow the business with him and enjoy the upside and actually become true partners. So that is exactly the way that I recommend doing it if you have certain skill sets. Like if you're a business growth specialist like myself, let's say you're really, really good at lead generation. Let's say you're great and talented at building and scaling sales teams, or maybe you're awesome at making companies more lean and more profitable. If you have these skills, you can deploy them in other people's businesses and find people that really need your help, who value your expertise, and who would love to have you as a partner, not just someone that works for them. There's a common misconception that a lot of business owners only care about money, and you could not be further from the truth there. A lot of business owners have plenty of money, but what they're really struggling with is time and stress. The second option for doing consulting for equity deals is simply taking day-to-day activities or taking an entire role or two roles away from a business owner and really liberating them to be able to go pursue other things or be able to have some time off for once. And that is definitely worth some business owners giving you equity in their business. So imagine you're dealing with somebody who owns a roofing company, somebody who has tons of money, but they're really having a hard time keeping employees or their middle management layers. And from there, they're working 63-hour weeks. Let's say they're in their 60s. There's ways for you to plug in what you do and your expertise into their business, take an active full-time role in the business, take one of their roles off their plate, and allow them to actually have some breathing room. And when you do this correctly and you approach it correctly, you can get them to offer you equity in the deal, which I'll teach you in a further video, how to get people to offer you equity. But I'm telling you, it's not just about money, it's also about time and relieving stress. And in another video about what do business owners actually want and how you can give it to them, I'll go over that entire list in detail. This is a great option for someone who say, hey, Chris, I don't have a lot of skills necessarily, but I do have a lot of time, a lot of ambition, and I really just don't want to work for somebody else. I'd rather be a business owner. For someone like you, number one, you definitely need to go out and learn a lot of really valuable skills that pay unbelievable money, no matter what the economy's doing. I've talked about this all the time. But you can plug what you do in and give your best resource, which is the time you have to spend, into somebody else's business and get equity. So if you're one of the younger people out there, younger guys or girls, that doesn't have as many developed skill sets or expertise or reputation, it's a great option for you to go find somebody who's needing to retire, somebody who's near retirement age, somebody who's burnt out, and take over some of their day-to-day responsibilities and work with them as a partner in tandem rather than just an employee. Option number 3. Some of you out there have hit some pretty big home runs and you've had great awards, you've had great success, and this is a great option for you. Option number 3 for consulting for equity is when you can plug in what you've already done, like your resources, your systems, your processes, into somebody else's business that's made you very successful in the past, and people are dying for this. For me, I've done quite a few really great things. I have great resources, great people. I've got all of this already figured out. And when someone says, wow, Chris, I saw what you did in that business. I'd love for you to come over and plug that into my business and blow my business up as well. It's a great option to do consulting for equity. And like I said in a further video, I'll teach you how to get people to offer you equity so it doesn't feel as unnatural and it's much more organic, but it's very, very powerful. So when people are watching you, they've seen what you've been capable of doing, they've seen your home runs, they've seen your wins, they've seen your successes. It's a great way for you to just plug in everything you did to that business into their business and do it in lieu of working for them, but instead just for equity. Option number 4, let's talk to you real estate investors, wholesalers, connectors out there. Maybe you don't have a tremendous, obvious skill set like digital marketing or business growth or negotiations, but you're a great connector. You know lots of people, you've got a great network, and you just have a knack for talking to people. Well, you can put that strength to work in consulting for equity by helping businesses maybe merge together, find a buyer, find a seller, and you can actually, instead of taking a success fee or like a brokerage fee or a paper flip fee, you can take equity in the business, right? You can take business A, business B, put them together and take 33%, 20%, 10% just for handling the transaction. And that's kind of wholesaling deals. And what's so powerful is every time you look at a potential opportunity, there's so many different ways you can work with it. Just like if you're in real estate, you find a real estate property as an investment. You're like, wow, I can buy and hold this and rent it out. I could buy this, hold it, and turn it into an Airbnb. I could flip it for a quick profit. I could wholesale the deal. I could do subject to and take over their mortgage payment. There's so many different ways you can do it. Business acquisitions is the same way. If you're going after traditional leveraged buyout acquisitions like we teach at Dealmaker, you may come across some that would be great fits for consulting for equity. You may be meeting people that have underdeveloped businesses. Maybe they aren't ready to retire yet. They don't want to sell, but they'd love to be able to give part of their business away to have you come in and solve a major problem, or in this case, maybe wholesale and find somebody else. Like I talked to someone a couple days ago. They're like, Chris, I don't necessarily have all these skills, but I told them, you are a leader, you're a connector, and you have incredible talent doing wholesaling. Why don't you put that same power to work and use that magic for deal origination and business acquisitions? And you can get a fee or you can get equity in someone's business by merging them together. I've heard Carl tell me stories about a deal he did overseas one time where he took 2 different marketing companies, he bolted them together, and just for being a part of the transaction, they gave him 33% of the ownership. And then later on, he exited that business and made quite a bit of money. So many different ways to do consulting for equity. You may be thinking, Chris, I don't know if this is applicable to me. I don't really have a lot of skills. I don't have a lot of experience. I really don't have a lot of anything, but do you really think it's possible for me to do consulting for equity deals? And why would someone like a business owner want to partner with me specifically? It's a great question. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the reasons why business owners would partner with you. And really comes down to what do business owners really want? And based off where you are in life, this could definitely be a possibility for you. Like I said earlier, if you're someone who's very young, just out of college, or maybe didn't even go to college, but you have this gut feeling that you need to be a business owner, you're supposed to be an entrepreneur, and you don't want to work for somebody else, my biggest advice I can give you is you always want to earn while you learn. Always work for somebody else while you're really developing your skill sets. And why your biggest resource you have is not money, it's time. Focus on spending your time and investing your time in yourself and learning skill sets that pay unbelievable money, that are in high demand no matter what the economy is doing. Things like digital marketing, high ticket sales, negotiations, raising capital, investing, things that people can deploy in their business and they always need. Making yourself valuable where you have enough value to pay you for the rest of your life and you can write your own ticket. So while you're still getting started, maybe you're not quite ready to do consulting for equity deals, and that's fine, but go work on your skill sets. But in this next video, we're going to talk about why business owners would actually want to partner with someone like you, as well as what do business owners really want? That's the big question, and I'll see you in the next video. So that was video 1 in the Consulting for Equity training series that I'm going to bring to you right here on YouTube. And what I'd like you to do is comment below in this video and let me know about you, what you're doing, what kind of skills you have, and then do you have any burning questions for me? I'll do my best to answer every single comment, but I'll see you in the next video.